Hey everyone! Now that we've got the Pyrian tribes done, it's time to knock out the final 3 tribes. And today we'll be starting with Silkwings. Now, shape-wise, I think I draw Silkwings closest to Rainwings out of anyone. Long, elegant shapes and thin limbs. I shoot for extra long tails and necks especially, and even long torsos. I just feel like that's how they're always depicted in the official art. While I'm sketching, I'll start with lots of loose, long shapes. Silhouette is really important to me when I'm drawing Silkwings. I really want the shape to feel right, and I'll fit the details in around that. Obviously the biggest factor there is the wings. Like a lot of stuff, I tend to draw those differently almost every time, but it's always influenced by the shape that I'm looking for. Sometimes I go really heavy on the butterfly influence, like that one piece I did with Swordtail, and sometimes I lean more towards the official wing shape. But there's a lot of different Silkwing wings out there, and you can get really creative with this. I don't always do full Silkwing scales, but they're actually one of the few scale designs that I really like, so I do more often than not include them. They're pretty easy to do once you get the hang of it too. The top row is just a series of curved lines going off of each other, and the second row is the same way. Plus, I like how it looks when it's all pulled together, which is part of why I usually include it. Anyways, once I get my line art done, it's time for color. I like to use as many shades as possible for Silkwings because they're meant to be colorful. But I also try to get outside the lines of the scales because I don't want them to look uniform in any way. My ideal Silkwing side-by-side would have a bunch of dragons who look nothing alike in a similar, colorful kind of way, if that makes sense. Like with butterflies, where you can tell that they're all the same thing, but at the same time they couldn't be more different. Kind of in opposition to hivewings, who all kind of look similar. My biggest advice for Silkwings is to remember to use long, thin shapes, especially in the tail. I also like to give them long, thin spines, especially around the end of the tail. And be sure to use lots of colors, and plenty of contrast. If you wanted to draw an all-blue dragon or an all-red dragon, you draw something else. So enjoy your color freedom. Also, mix up what you do for the wings. I do the regular wings, but I also do swordtails, like a monarch butterfly. I add Luna moth markings to Luna's wings, and I change up the basic markings. It's another way you can make your design more unique, whether you're drawing an official character or making up one of your own. My final little design thing is I like to give Silkwings really, really vibrant eye colors. Bright pink or lime green or something like that. I just like how it looks, so this is a personal preference thing, but if you want to, you can do it too. I think Silkwings are actually quite tall, all things considered, but they're also very light. I feel like they would be extremely flexible since they spend so much time climbing silk webs, and I think that that's part of their weight. In a fight, a Silkwing would focus on either wrapping their enemy in silk or evading their attacks, because they just don't have any weight to throw around in most cases. By contrast, I think hivewings are probably shorter but much more solid, stocky, and heavily built. So Silkwings don't make for a very warlike tribe, even if they're in a space that works to their advantage. It would be interesting to me to learn if they've had a history of being defeated in battle or not. I think it would be a neat bit of lore to have them historically not be very strong in battle. Anyhow, this one is a lot shorter, but that's alright. I've only got hivewings and leafwings now, and then the entire pack is done. At this point, I've been working on this for over a year, so yeah. Remember to check out the links in the description, and thank you for watching.